What up, guys? Carolina Jackpot coming at you on Sunday afternoon, about 5:30ish. Really nice day today. Really nice. Kind of hot, unseasonably so, in South Carolina today. So that'll work. Rocking the old school Atlanta Braves tee today. No South Carolina Gamecocks garb on. And just when you're fixing to say it, don't run down to the comment section and say, I seen that Carolina Jackpot's quitting. He burned all this Gamecock stuff. No, it's just all dirty. So I chose to wear this today. You know, I can look back at last night's game now, objectively, and just say that I am just suffering from a huge case of freaking disappointment. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. I'm not mad anymore. I've gotten over that. But I think some questions need to be answered. You know, there's football experts in every YouTube comment section, apparently. And, you know, I was bitching yesterday during the game about Dakereon Joyner. Why was he not playing? You know, why could we not put him in there to, you know, provide a little bit of some kind of spark for this vanilla custard crappy offense that we were running. And I get a comment but from some YouTube football expert that says he wasn't the answer yesterday. He can't throw the ball. Well, we know that, sir. Hello, Einstein. I mean, I wasn't damn born yesterday. He provides a different dynamic to the game than what we saw from Ryan Helinski. Looking at this final score, 41-21 to Tennessee. You know, if I thought anybody was going to cover the spread in this game, it was going to be the Gamecocks. And if I thought anybody was going to blow anybody out, it was going to be the Gamecocks. I cannot believe that we went up there and laid an egg like that and just absolutely played like garbage, especially the second half. It was embarrassing at the time. And now I just look back on it, and it's just downright damn disappointing. I went into this season with a lot of high expectations. Why, though? I mean, why should I have those high expectations? Knowing that my first South Carolina game I went to was in 1979 in Williams-Brice Stadium. Don't even remember who they played. I think it was Ole Miss back when we were independent. And I do remember 1980 was the very first game that I attended that I actually remember something about. We played the Citadel at home on an afternoon game. We actually won that one too, by the way. It was pretty impressive. But I've been around for a long time, so I should know, you know, not to expect a lot. But every year I go in expecting a lot. We expect the world. You know, we think that we're finally going to get over the hump, that we're going to contend for the SEC East, that we're going to, you know, make a New Year's Six game possibly. And it never happens. It doesn't materialize. I've tried to be supportive of Will Muschamp. His first 3 years, I was very supportive, except for a couple of times there. I won't talk about that. But I'm done. I am done with this dude. I'm done with him, and I'm done with the sorry coaching staff that he has. The sooner they get out of town, the better. You know, you got people in the comment section telling me, I can't remember the guy's name. He wrote me a paragraph a while ago. You got to just show down Jackpot. Y'all got a good football team. You just don't realize that Tennessee's improving and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And y'all going to beat Appalachian State. More on that in a minute. Y'all got a good chance to beat the Taters. As Mr. Moley said to old Mike Epps in Friday After Next, but Dodo, buddy, are you on crack? I mean, what from that abysmal dog shit performance yesterday could you glean that we're going to beat Clemson? That we even have a chance of even keeping that game remotely close? It ain't happening, cuz. I'm here to tell you right now, it's not happening. They might as well go out and hire a damn electrician in Columbia right now and see if he can do some work on scoreboards, because he might need to put on them two we got there at the stadium on either end, the north and south end zone, do some work on that scoreboard, maybe putting a third digit over there on the visitor side. They might damn well score 100 points. And that is not me talking crap. That is not me just being butthurt or whatever you want to call it, and just throwing out dumb stuff. That is reality. I mean, they are that bad. That was the most pathetic display by our defensive backs that I have seen in several years. Well, last year, notwithstanding the 2017 or 2018 Clemson game, okay, they tried to play a different game there. We tried to play a basketball type game with them, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so I can understand that one, okay? The year before's Clemson game might have been the worst. So the NC State game in 2017, when they just literally marched up and down the field, just completing the ball vertically every damn time, it was pathetic. The only part of the game that looked good to me was Joseph Charlton when he wasn't kicking the ball too low and getting it returned for a touchdown or getting punt blocked, which was not his fault. It's not his fault to pick up that dude. That guy, Daniel Batulele, or whatever his name is, he showed out yesterday. I seem to remember something happening last year weird in that South Carolina-Tennessee game where Jake Bentley threw that long touchdown pass to Brian Edwards. Something happened with Batulele. Maybe he got held or supposedly or something like that happened. He got screwed somehow on something. I can't exactly remember what it was, but I guess he was making retribution for that yesterday. Well, he did so in a big way, and so did his damn buddy over there on the defensive line as well. Played a good game and taking nothing away from them, okay? But you guys have got to get a hold of yourselves. You didn't beat a good team yesterday. You beat a sorry team by 21 points, 14 of which were special teams involved. I mean, they were. I mean, you had that much momentum. The crowd was loud. Everything was going your way. And you still would really only won by 6 points. I mean, you were 6 points better. Those two things, I don't count. But the punt return for a touchdown was huge as far as momentum goes. It was freaking huge. And when that happened, I think you'll remember I made my video yesterday, the first one, and I was pretty irate. And the momentum that came off that, I think this just fed that team that entire game. They just made a lunch out of that momentum and just ate it the entire game long. You know, we had a 75-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game. You know, why couldn't we have ate that momentum? I don't know. Something happened yesterday with that secondary, which this year has looked decent to me. They've improved. J.C. Horn stepped it up. Israel Makwamu definitely stepped it up. He was leading the SEC in interceptions going into yesterday with 4. Granted, he got 3 from Jake Fromm, but reality's reality. 4 interceptions. Kids balling out. But something happened yesterday. Tennessee found something on film last week that they knew that they could catch us napping on, and they picked on it. And they picked on it, and it worked. And they picked on it, and it worked again. And they kept on picking on it, working, picking on it, working, picking on it, working, picking on it, working. My thing is, after they pick on you about the second time, why can't you stop it? Why? Y'all have got to be the worst game managers that I've ever seen in my life. You can't make in-game adjustments. You can't. Somebody picks on you just the same play, the same thing. The entire game. No creativity. You can't. No, but we want to sit here and blow up on the sidelines. And just act like an ass, but we can't get our defense playing any better than that. That was pathetic. And I had warned before the game. I had warned on, I think, Tuesday when I made my pregame video talking smack that I could see this young kid, this JT Shrout, just going out and having a coming out party. And I also believe I said something about Juwan Jennings and Marcus Callaway, that they'd been there for a long time, hadn't really done anything the past couple of years. I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Because those are the type of players that South Carolina just cannot seem to get a hold of. Jarrett Garantano is the type of player who just can have a field day against South Carolina. He can play like absolute horse shit 11 games out of the year. But in that 12th game, if he's playing South Carolina, he's going to have the game of his life. I said it in the Gamecock room last night, that why do we make these average to mediocre to below average quarterbacks look like Joe Montana? I mean, what uncanny ability do we have to do that? The most schizophrenic team I've ever seen. But then you have Jake Fromm, who is, you can say what you want to about his performance the past couple of weeks, okay? Since the beginning of the 2017 season, however, so 2.5 seasons plus, his performance has been pretty damn good, pretty damn solid. They won a lot of ball games with him. So Georgia fans can bitch about his performance the past couple of weeks all they want to. But they shut this guy down. They shut him down, but you can't shut down Jarrett Guantanamo Bay. You can't shut down his backup, a third stringer. You ought to be ashamed. I mean, you really ought to be ashamed. And once again, taking nothing away from Tennessee, you needed a big win, and you got one. But I mean, make no mistake about it. You didn't beat a good football team yesterday. I mean, you just didn't. You're 3-5 now, and I have people in the comment section telling me that they're going to win out the rest of their games. No, you're not. First, you know you're not. You will lose to Kentucky. Mark it down, screenshot it, come back to me in a few weeks when it happens, and I'll tell you I told you so. You're not beating Kentucky. Lynn Bowden is going to run all over you because guess what? Kentucky has a running quarterback who they actually use. You'll beat UAB. I think you'll beat Vanderbilt this time. You'll snap that string as well, just like you did against South Carolina. Missouri, I think you'll beat them. I mean, I haven't seen anything from them the past few weeks. They appear to be a farce, just like what Carolina Jackpot told you they were. I told you guys that they was not that good of a team, and I made a video after the Missouri game, and, you know, I have all these goofy people on here from Missouri fan pages and everywhere else telling me, you're crazy. Missouri's way better than South Carolina. Missouri, I had one that could tell me that Missouri would compete with Clemson. Seriously. He told me that. And I don't think he was intoxicated when he typed it. Are you kidding me? What? Woo! I mean, come on, guys. I mean, we're losing games to crappy teams like North Carolina, crappy Tennessee, and crappy Missouri. And yet you're hanging in there with Florida. Have a chance to beat them. Should have beaten them, really. If you want to get down to the nitty-gritty, if you'd have been able to nut it up in the fourth quarter, you would have won that game. And you beat Georgia, but you blew out Kentucky, a team, granted, they didn't play that well that night, and it's probably, prayers go out to the young man for being injured, and I hope he gets better, but it's probably a blessing in disguise for them that quarterback got shelved, and they had to turn to the last resort, which was Bowden, because, I mean, he's played great for them. Couple wins in a row in conference. Once again, not saying that's a good thing that kid got injured, okay? But I just don't understand why, we have to carry on Joyner sitting over there on the sidelines the entire game. And somebody said, well, he's got Muschamp said in his pregame or postgame press conference, which is just basically called 9 minutes of lying. He's got a hamstring, but he's okay. He can play. Well, why didn't he play, you idiot? Do I want him to play on one leg? No, I don't. I don't want him. No, I don't want him going out there and risking any kind of permanent injury. But you've been playing an injured quarterback with an injured arm who's been playing elbow, whatever, the entire year, save one game. What's the difference? Hell, Deshaun Watson beat us one year with one damn broke leg, didn't he? One busted up knee, whatever it was, torn ACL. That's sad. Terrible game management, terrible special teams play, which is strange because that's not been a constant under Will Muschamp. It's terrible everything. He made some kind of comment last week in a press conference that really got under my skin a little bit. And actually, a Clemson radio show was talking about it as well. And for once, I agree with the homers. He was saying something about that our kids don't have any trust in our league anymore because of the officiating in that Florida game. Are you shut up? You know what? Shut up. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You are a lower tier coach on your second go around with a program that shouldn't have hired you in the first place. And you're sitting out here throwing out comments like that, speaking for your players like that. That's crap. Yeah, if Nick Saban had done it, it would have been one thing. But it's you, a proven loser, going out making these kind of comments. Our kids don't have any trust in the league anymore. Well, the way the Clemson people, of course, their narrative on it was, well, the league is the only thing you've got, Muschamp. They want to be in the SEC so damn bad they can't stand it. But my takeaway on it is, who are you to put words in their mouth, and who are you to act like you are some kind of high and mighty individual who can sit here and throw judgment on anything like that? You're not. That was a dumb comment. That was stupid, and it also put your team behind the 8 ball, sir. So now you don't think that was you don't think that was played in many meeting rooms the day after it happened? I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. Looking at the rest of the season, going here from here forward, we're 3-5 right now. 3-5. So we've lost the 5 games that I'd predicted we would probably lose at the beginning of the season or back during the summer. The number, anyway. The number is 5. It's happened a lot damn sooner than I thought it would. I didn't think it was going to happen before Halloween, but here we are. We're the ones with pumpkin on our face right now. Next week is your last legitimate chance at winning a football game. It is. And you can be shocked that I say this. If it can get Will Muschamp and his terrible staff run out of town any sooner, I'd just assume they go on ahead and lose it. Because they have talent. They have some talented players there. Oh, but they're not all going to be back next year. You're losing a lot of seniors, and you're probably losing a couple who are going to leave early. And that schedule, it don't get any easier next year. Everybody's going to talk about how tough it was this year. The only difference next year is you don't have an App State out-of-conference game. You don't have a UNC out-of-conference game. You got 2 easier out-of-conference games against Furman and somebody else. But you're losing a lot. You're losing Brian Edwards is going to hurt. Jake Bentley won't be around to save you anymore. He's gone. He'll transfer out. I feel certain of that. Ken Law, gone. DJ Wanham, gone. A lot of talent gone off that football team. You have to go to LSU. That's going to be a nightmare. That's going to be a nightmare of a trip. I can't even begin to think what that one's going to look like next year. You play Clemson. You play the Taters in Tatertown. They're going to drag us all over the field again. That'll be 7 in a row. It's bad. It's bad. Not a lot to look forward to. So I just hope that I don't see them losing the game to Vanderbilt. I think they'll find a way to win it. But if it could get him gone sooner, and I could get that as a guarantee, I just hope they just go on ahead and lose. I really would, honestly. After that, you got App State coming up next. You'll lose that game. That one's done. I mean, they are good on offense. They're really good at running the ball. They got Anton Evans. Kid's got, I don't know how many yards he's got so far this year. I haven't looked up the stats on him lately. But he was chugging along pretty good earlier in the year. They blew out a South Alabama team yesterday. Yeah, I know it's only South Alabama. I mean, you're getting blown out at Tennessee. So, I mean, what's the difference? They're going to beat you. Their goal is to be undefeated, and they're not going to let us stand in their way. They will not let us stand in their way. I'm putting that one down as a loss. At one time, I thought we might stand a chance of beating Texas A&M on the road. Looks like they put an offense together yesterday, finally, against Mississippi State at home. So, yeah, I'm not looking for good things there either. Bad situation. And then, of course, the Clemson game. Name your score. Name your score, Dabo. I mean, however many points you want to put on the board, it's probably about how many points you're going to put on the board. I'm sick with this team. I'm sick with the way this talent has been wasted. The Will Muschamp thing. I talked about the press conference. What's that? Was 9 minutes of lying. I mean, that's all it is. It's a bunch of lies, a bunch of double talk, and no answers whatsoever. I mean, it shouldn't come as any surprise, though, that he's lying during press conferences. Hell, he's lied the whole time he's been there. Biggest lie was when he put down on his job application that he could be a successful college football coach again. Stupid. Looking back on that, how dumb was that? Everybody was telling me, y'all are a proven loser. And I'm like, nah, we got to give him another chance. You got to give him another chance. And, yeah, I get that. I get giving him another chance. That could have happened a few years down the road, maybe 5. Give him a chance to hone his skills somewhere, maybe work under a decent coach for a while, and then go back and try it again. He takes 1 year off from being a head coach, goes in as a coordinator, and then he's right back here screwing our program up. Just not enough time in between that. I don't have any ill will towards the man. I don't think he's a bad person, but he's in over his head. He can't take care of this team the way he needs to. Quarterback Zach Thomas, 1,300 yards pass, 11 TDs, 3 interceptions. He'll add a few more to that tally against the Gamecocks. Darrington Evans, 722 yards so far this year, almost 6 yards a carry, and 10 TDs. Got another kid named Marcus Williams Jr., 301 yards on 56 carries. 4 TDs there, and Zach Thomas has rushed for 4 himself. So, yeah, doesn't look too promising. Like I say, guys, the picks and predictions against the spread will continue, and there will be videos on the South Carolina football games, just the passion behind them for this year. I don't see it being there, barring some kind of miracle turnaround, which is not happening. And even if we did have some kind of miracle turnaround, the best you would do would be to get to the Music City Bowl afterwards. And is that really considered a miracle? I don't think it is. So I'm going to get off here for now. Go Gamecocks, I guess. Y'all have a great evening. I'll see y'all later. Peace, and I'm out. Please fire him.